things fell apart, and that was really the end of the business at that point.
Do you recall the last time that you saw Frank?
I believe it was at the Columbus State Fair. We did a show there. I believe it may have been June of '88. And this is a story about Frank. He and Abdullah were working, and they took their stuff outside. And when they got outside of the ring, they actually got into an area where there were a bunch of handicapped kids. And the fair officials were steaming because of what was going on. People were trying to get the kids out of there. So afterwards, we went to Frank. We told Frank what happened. Frank went out there and took his time to sit with the kids, sit with the family. And this is something that a lot of people hear all the negative stuff about Frank sometimes. This was something that he didn't have to do, but he did it. And we were very appreciative of that.
Something that you taught me when I was just a young whippersnapper was, as a heel, make sure that you pay attention to those kids that are in the wheelchair, to the kids that are handicapped, to the special needs people, just in general, that are in the crowd, because they want the same interaction with you as everybody else.
Let me tell you what taught me a lesson about that. We were at the Garden State Art Center, and we did a show down there. That was with Damien. In the front row, that show was really for kids at summer camps, and the majority of those kids were special needs kids. So we get out into the audience, and we weren't fighting out there, but you know how I used to chase people around?
Oh, yeah.
That was part of the dog gimmick. So I was chasing these kids around. They come running up behind me and throw stuff at me. I chase them again, throw stuff at me, chase them again. And I probably spent 20 minutes doing that and 5 minutes in the ring. After it was over, we're sitting in the back, and a woman comes back crying. And the first thing I thought was, oh no, a kid got hurt. And she said that she was running one of the camps for the kids, and the kids were all terminal. She said this is the first time the kids felt like they were a regular kid. Even now, it chokes me up to think about that.
The magic of wrestling. You make impressions on people. You're not just an entertainer out there. You're giving people moments in their life that they'll never forget.
And think about it, Carmine. Think about the father who's bringing the kids. We did some shows, and I'm sure you remember shows of poorest areas, whether it be cities or rural areas or wherever you were at, where, there wasn't a lot of money. And for a family to come out and, get an autograph or get a picture or to spend time with them was so important, because that money was so hard for them to earn. And so they need to walk away from there feeling good. And that's right. Magic, wrestling is magic. At least it was.
Certainly. Leave them talking about something. Get the kids, when they go to school after the weekend, that they're talking about this wrestling show, and they just can't believe what they just saw. But of course, that was a much more innocent time for everybody.
Yeah, it was. For me, when I was in probably a freshman in high school, my father ended up getting hurt really bad at work and was disabled. For me at the time, Bruno Sammartino was my hero. Although he didn't replace my father, obviously, he was still somebody who I looked up to, because he was genuine. You knew he actually lived the kind of life that you would be proud of outside the ring. Going to see him, actually, I would say probably kept me straight and narrow for a long time in terms of having that person to look up to.
I can say the same thing about you, Don. I sincerely can. You've always have displayed complete professionalism all the times that I've been around you. Even when, if I might screw something up during the match, you would take me to the side and sit me down and tell me what I did wrong, and that's how I learned. And I want to thank you for that.